get everybody on the screen. Okay, welcome back to the show. We are going to be talking about a couple things, and hopefully, we can actually get the topic of the day done as well. So, everybody's here. Nicole's going to be popping in and out. She has some family stuff. So, if she isn't in all the way through, just know that she's popping in and out for that. And Alexis is here. So, say hi.
Hello, pardon me if you guys hear me screaming and cussing. I am a computer major whose computer is giving her a major fucking problem. So there's that. But hi!
So messy. But we got a few things we're going to talk about today, okay? A
About to be
few.
messy when I throw this damn laptop. That's what's about to be messy.
We got a few things, okay? So let's talk about the stuff that's not nice. Stephanie Becker was in the news and is really messed up. And it was all because Stephanie was getting, I guess they were arriving at their destination and they were getting asked by fans to sign hey Don, they were being asked to sign merch and to take pictures, and because she refused to do this, a fan followed her and essentially screamed at her and made her feel very uncomfortable about not wanting to stop. Now this person deleted their post. Let me see if it's up here. Yeah, little bitch deleted their post. Um, and basically, they accused Stephanie of being really rude and being really disrespectful and just not wanting to sign anything that they had. Um, and she put this Twitter message out in response because the man tagged her in the Twitter response. He tagged her in it, y'all. Okay. Matter of fact, I think it is up over on Instagram. Let me see if I can pull it up so you can see it. Because he tagged her on in it, and he basically just was like, "You're rude," and just really went in on that lady for no reason. Um,
Why is it always male fans too, man? Like, I'm not trying to be sexist, but why is it always the guys that always have to be the creep boys when it comes to the women? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's ones out there for the guys too, but it's like it's Stephanie, it's Mercedes, it's Bliss, it's God, Sonia and Mandy had their, or excuse me, Daria
mhm.
and whatever her real fucking name is. They had that stalker problem, and it's like, and I know you're looking at it. I'm just gonna add this context. If you guys have ever flown on a flight, you think because you're sitting down and not doing anything, you're like, oh, I could take it easy. Flying is one of the biggest pain in the asses you can do at any time of your life.
Especially
Especially,
now.
oh my God, I would not, dude, I don't want to go to a fucking airport right now because I'm pretty sure I would just start stabbing people because I couldn't, like, no. But it's like, they watch me be put on the no fly list now. Um, anyway, like, so you get on the plane, you're in basically a tube, and it's one thing if it's like a 45-minute flight, an hour flight, okay. But picture this, you're a WWE superstar, okay? You are one of the top of the game. You are flying to city to city to city to city, possibly nonstop, because even on, okay, don't say that. I can say what I want. Uh,
He said it so you don't get on that no fly list, girl.
whatever. I had my fun. Um, anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So like you're flying all over the place. You're in a tube with, yeah, they have AC, but it's recycled air. You can't get any fresh air. Someone always smells. I don't give a shit no matter where you're flying to. Someone always smells like they hadn't wiped their ass in like 3 fucking days. Okay, it's
Oh, that's
flying is
nasty.
flying is disgusting because then it's just like people are coughing and sneezing, and in the year of our Lord 2026, they still ain't covering their damn mouths.
Mm.
And when you get to your destination, you want to get the fuck out of the airport as quickly as you can because you're done being in an airport. You've been here long enough. You ended up in a different city, but you don't want to be in the airport. You want to get the hell out of there. You want to smell fresh air, all that good stuff. And even when I flew up to see Tiff, I like
Not this AI version of me look better than me. Wild.
at
Nicole,
least
that's not true.
hey, at
That's
least your
sick.
dude, at least your AI's feet's not on the wrong foot.
No one notices it but her, and I don't
Because
understand why
I
she keeps
do.
saying it's not that bad. I'm gonna show y'all
Well,
what it
It's
looks
her
like.
job
It
to
doesn't.
notice things like that.
I
It doesn't
know.
look that bad. It does not look that bad. She thinks it looks bad, and it doesn't. I think it
Bruh, my
looks
left
great.
foot is on my right leg. How the hell is that
No
humanly
one
possible?
knows that. No one knows that. Nobody.
No. But I'm just saying, like when you get out of an airport, you don't want. I mean, it's always an airport. I mean, you can see NBA, NFL, whatever. They're coming out of the airport. They're not always signing for people and shit. And it's like you want to get the fuck out of there because airports are like the eighth layer of hell. And after you spent time in it, you don't want to be there anymore. And it's like, why are you weirdos waiting at the airport for WWE people to show up? You know who does that? Little kids. I'm
Child.
like, I'm like,
I
I'll
need them to
go.
stop. I need them. I really need everybody to stop waiting at the airport for folks like they're. It's just this over, and I feel like this is just a super overstretching. I just listened to this video a little bit ago talking about because it's also getting really bad, and it's just stan culture in general has really like detrimentally like made quite a few things not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of them because
Oh yeah.
obviously we know like such like a heavy stand culture. There's like a lot of that going on in like F1 right now, and it's starting to really like come to its head with people, especially like the new regulations going on. I feel like wrestling is a similar when something new comes out and everyone's like, all these fake fans, blah blah blah, especially with like gosh, especially with like the total divas. That was
Mm-hmm.
like always a big insult. Like you only know them because you watch Total Divas or blah 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 or whatever bullshit someone will try to tell you. But
Yeah.
I
the
don't.
scan culture has really like I think it's just really rotted a lot of people's brains to make them feel like they have access to these people when they like don't because you don't know them at the end of the day.
And the worst thing is the fact that this guy chased her down, yelling and screaming at her, wanting to get a reaction from her. And it's like you don't know what kind of and she put on there. It's like it was my birthday. I was already having a bad day to start with, and all this stuff. And I'm like, why is it always an airport? Because it's always like the guys who ran up on Rey Mysterio when he was at the airport. It was that weird family that waited like 6 hours for Sammy Guevara to land in like Alabama, and it was like 3 in the morning, and that was the only time I ever felt sorry for Sammy Guevara because he looked tired because he had just wrestled from like I think they were like one side, and then they flew to Alabama for a show, and you could tell he was tired because he took the red eye if he was already in Alabama at 3 a.m. or wherever they were at. Mercedes used to tell all the time about people stalking her in airports. Mox told the story about when
But
he
then
worked
everybody
for
would call
WWE.
her all sorts of every name in the book when
Yep.
she would say
Yep.
it,
And
which
then
I feel like
yeah,
the women need to have that boundaries because that's scary.
Yep.
and then Oscar, I think it was Oscar, or I want to say it was Oscar. She was saying that she had like people following her in the airport and
Yeah.
shit. And
There's
I'm just
three of
like,
them who had Oscar,
Liv
Roxanne,
Morgan
and Liv.
and Rhea. Rhea got accosted when they
yep.
went somewhere overseas.
Yeah, but
It's
those are
bad.
three people off the rip who
They
legitimately
have
have had
stalkers.
or had stalkers.
Roxanne got
Um,
one too.
Yep.
which the one about who jumped Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Yep. We saw that shit
What's
happen in real time too.
God forbid. I think people keep forgetting about the Sonya and Mandy situation.
Yeah,
I mentioned that
she
one.
mentioned it earlier.
My bad. I
No,
got
No,
you're
it's
off
okay.
good.
track.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, I think people really need to remember that because that really they could have died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Both of them could
and
have died, and
yeah,
and it's
people need to remember that.
and I was telling Tiff before you came back with the F1. It's NFL, it's NHL, it's F1. Hell, I've been seeing stuff
NHL is
about
getting really bad too because everyone's mad about. They're like, "Oh, you only are watching this because of heat rivalry
yeah.
and blah blah."
Well,
It's
yeah.
yeah, it's
they
starting to
are.
get real
No,
bad with them.
Yeah, it
the
is.
only problem. Look, I'm not defending the men's hockey league right now
But they're
because
not lying.
I'm
They're not
still
lying.
pissed off at them. The only time I used to have a problem when I would go to the hockey game is that I would be sitting next to a Red Wings fan and they wouldn't shut the fuck up until they lost. And then we all pointed and laughed after they lost because fuck the Red Wings. Sorry if y'all are Red Wings fans, but fuck y'all. I want to know after all these years, how the fuck did you sneak an octopus into your hockey arena and throw it on the ice? Like, how the
What
hell does
is
that happen?
going on?
Dude, this was a long ass time ago, and you can look it up because I swear to God, this happened. This is not AI or any shit like that. Someone snuck like an octopus or a squid into it. I don't know how the fuck they did it. I don't want to know how they did it or where they put it, but they snuck an octopus into a Red Wings game, and halfway threw it on the ice. Like that's the unhinged we used to have, like as hockey fans, which now is kind of it's weird in its own way because like women hockey players have been sexualized for a really long time, but it's weird now seeing like girls going to the boy aquarium, and I'm like, these are athletes.
Oh,
don't don't
I've seen that. I don't
I
like that as
hate that.
well.
I
And
hate that shit.
I was like, I don't want to sound like a pick me,
No,
but
but it's gross.
I
It's
don't like that
It's
because
because
they
it's
gross.
are doing the job. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
yes, men are trash, but
Let them do
but
their job. Like,
yeah,
I
have
don't
some
like it.
decorum.
I
right.
don't like it because I was scanning around on Instagram because I get on the hockey side of Instagram sometimes, and they were showing the hockey players doing stretches. And
Oh, their stretches
yeah,
and they made it all okay. I've seen that.
so if you guys don't know, my husband likes to play hockey. It was actually one of the first things we bonded over when we got together and when we met first time. We hated each other's guts, but we were like, "Oh, you like hockey? I like hockey too." And it was kind of one of those things. And so like I was telling him about it, and he does his stretches, the butterfly stretches and shit. And they're like sexualizing it, and I'm like, why is it? And I kind of, again, like Nicole said, I don't want to feel like a pick me, but it's like if a guy does this and everyone makes a big deal about it and saying some really off kilter shit about it, it's fine. But if a guy was doing this to a woman, everybody would be up in arms going off and saying the most craziest shit. I mean, am I wrong? Or
No, but that's the double standard. And I think that if you call them out on both sides, they'll stop. You can't let people get away with doing stuff like that because you wouldn't want that to be done when it comes to women. And you're
no,
like, oh, but we're having fun. And it's like, okay, but you tell guys all the time that that's gross. Oh, that's weird. You're being weird. It's like you're being weird. Like you they do these exercises all the time. Nobody thinks of it that way except for you. So,
like my husband does it. He goes out there in full hockey, like full goalie gear, and he does it. And not once do I ever go, yeah, I'm gonna fuck my husband. Like normally it's just I look at my husband and I'm like,
I would. If that was
yeah,
my husband, I would.
Oh my
yeah.
I'm
god.
But it's like
just saying.
I'm not making it like overly sexual because when I used to play roller derby, we do the same stretches. But he didn't say like, oh, look at my wife's ass in the air, blah blah blah. Like he wasn't doing that kind
Well,
of
he
shit.
should.
Well,
Okay.
he wasn't saying it out loud. Let's just
Okay.
say,
Well,
can we?
great. Great. He thought it.
Okay,
Wonderful.
okay. But
Wonderful.
it's like I'm seeing it
I will
now.
take it a step further and say that he should have said it out loud as well.
Well, I'm pretty sure I caught him staring at my ass a few times. So I was like,
Well, of
yeah.
But you
course.
two have decorum, so I won't
Like,
give
I
that to
mean,
you.
We
that's
are
fine.
professionals. Thank you
I'm
very
just
much. We
saying,
are
like, if you
professionals.
I don't watch hockey regularly. That's not something that I watch, and I still haven't watched Heated Rivalry, so I don't know what the fuck everybody's up in arms about.
Okay.
I
And
think
I,
it might be a little bit too much because I was like because that's usually I was looking for gifs for something, and I
mhm.
saw one that come up for the show. I was like, ooh, I was like, whoa, I was that's
Okay.
they're really simulating. I was like, ooh, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch
Okay.
this.
I got this because the whole thing about heated rivalry is that sports romances are really big right now, and
I'm okay with that. I'm just
which
like,
is cool. But like the problem is, this is written for the LGBTQ community
which
mostly,
is
which is great. We
yeah,
love
that's
that.
fine.
The problem is straight
Women took
women
it all.
are reading it.
Yeah, okay. But I
And
kind of figured that was it. But my thing was, I'm like, what is the big deal?
it's
Like,
basically two cute guys who are on opposite hockey teams and they like each other, and of course the drama. But me and Don were actually having this conversation, I think last week or something like that, because he mentioned it. And this is just from someone who read a lot of fan fiction when she shouldn't have been reading certain type of fan fiction growing up, because the internet was a fucking crazy place back then.
as
Um,
opposed to now.
dude, and we were unsupervised and we didn't know what we had. Okay.
If I'm being honest, I would rather it be back in the day than it is now. If I'm being
Well,
I
it's
1,000,
this is so funny. This is also talking about the splitting of generations because again, if people don't know, I've been back home for this whole week because my mother had knee replacement surgery, so like my sleep schedule has been very wonky. I think I maybe get 5 hours of sleep somewhat a
mm,
night.
oof.
So anyways, besides that, so obviously in between me timing like getting up to give my mom her medication, um obviously on TikTok. And then this one creator was talking about, and she was like, what's up with these like new kids and them openly talking about what they read fan fiction wise? They're like, when I was a certain age, that was very private information.
Mm-hmm.
As you
mhm.
wouldn't be able to, you still won't get that information out of me.
I'm
No,
not. Nope.
I will not. I won't tell you what genres. I won't tell you I won't. You won't
Mm-mm.
know won't know a thing about what I read.
I'm taking
But
that
these
shit
Gen
to my
Z kids,
grave.
that's because they don't drink too. That
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
drink. That's also again, I'm not. I think more as I get into like my um current like cannabis career now, like obviously less and less drinking, which I do agree. I think, but they do need to drink a little bit. They're very
My
uptight. They're uptight, but not uptight generations. Very odd.
my whole thing is just like, I don't care what you read. You get your rocks off, as long as it's whatever. I don't care, because at the end of the day, you got your thing, I got my thing, whatever. My thing is, and I've seen this for fucking ever, girls will take two male characters from a video game, from a comic book, something basic, a show like the
And ship them.
supernatural. Yeah,
yeah.
supernatural is crazy because they actually have those brothers and sometimes incestuous relationships with each other.
Absolutely
But
not.
also, the
I'm
shipping
not
has
fucking joking.
literally ruined shows.
Yeah.
Literally
So,
shipping, like, I'll use example, even though this isn't like a gay example. Not a gay example. A good one of that is the bear.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah.
Because and again, this isn't. I don't totally put this on the fans because I think a good chunk of them was like doing this very healthily, but um with the obvious chemistry with what the hell is his fucking name in that show? Carney? Carney.
Mm.
I feel like I haven't watched The Bear in so long. Um with like Carney's character, like his um and his chemistry with what's that girl? Io Debris. What the fuck is her name in that show? Sydney?
I don't
Mm.
know.
Why do I feel like I haven't watched that Bear in so long? I
The
feel I
black
think
girl,
because
the
I
black girl
haven't.
that was his like sous
Yeah,
chef on the
I know
show.
her name in real life.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Io Debris. So whoever Io Debris plays, obviously like just her and just Carmi, just like the both of them, her and Jeremy Allen White has just like a lot of great just chemistry in general with each other.
Yeah.
So obviously with with good chemistry, a la comes shipping, that's all
Mm-hmm.
like out the bar, and it came to the thing where just the way they were playing off each other and everything, it's one of those things like this would be so cool. Like I would love that. Like rooting for them. And it was something like it wasn't like a weird age gap. Like I think he's canonically like maybe like 2 years older than like a couple, like a handful. Like it's not weird. Like a solid. And she has like her own agency. Like it's not like she's just like running after like this like white man. Like she has like her own agency within the show. Like she's very highly respected. And this is just like I'm not even talking about behind the scenes. I'm just talking about her as a character.
Right.
Okay.
But
So but it was to the point where it's like, fans were asking and like, journalists like, okay, like, are we gonna get somewhere like, with Sydney and Carmi and blah blah. And then like I think the writers got like very like offended by it. Low key, well, they high key did get offended. They like kind of like wrote this article about it. I don't even remember, it came out like a while ago. And
mm-hmm.
then basically like getting mad about fans like shipping the characters, and especially since he low key sort of like had like this love interest. Um, honestly, the character herself is like the girl who like plays her is like a decent actress. I don't remember her name. It's just some little wave white girl. That kind of looks like Rachel Sennott. But that's not Rachel Sennott.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of them, no offense to our white listeners, a lot of the white women look the same to me. So
So
I don't remember her name. But she's Rachel Sennott, but not Rachel Sennott, because I really do like Rachel Sennott. She's funny. Um She's funny enough, she's best friends with Io Debris. I think they went to the same acting school together or something. They have like
Oh.
quite a few. They have like a couple like random projects together.
well,
Um, but it's
here's one
just
also.
like, but yeah, they just got like super mad about it, and they're
Mm-hmm.
purposefully, even though they should go the direction of having like him with Sydney, but I think they got like so offended by it, like basically felt like the fandom was like pushing and do something. They dug 10 toes deep in the storyline of him and that her name is Claire in the show, and
Mm-hmm.
it literally is like, I don't want to say completely derailed, but it really devalued the show, or
Oh,
Hmm.
like really
oh,
drop down, because everyone is like, there's no reason for her to have she's basically like this Mary Sue, and it's like she has like this quote unquote, like Carmi's all fucked up, and then you have this quote unquote perfect girl who has basically known him for forever and seemingly like waited around for him, but then it's just like this manic pixie girl. It's just a very cookie cutter manic pixie girl. Like you barely know anything about her besides that
mm-hmm.
she's known Carmi for forever. Her family knows, like she's just so perfect. And she's a
Yep.
doctor. How is she a doctor? Why does she have so much fucking free time to go wait outside a restaurant for him and go to all this stuff? No, it's serious. That's
No,
like one of the
like
first things. It makes no sense. So it's like,
that's what they do. Like
and so
Nicole. Oh,
that's really started to become, and that's literally the one of the biggest criticisms about this show, and it was to the point where it's completely was turning people off from the show.
oh, I
Jesus.
can top that one. I can top that one. Y'all, like, and Nicole probably knows this too. If y'all don't know, big fan of My Hero Academia. I love that anime. It's actually one of the animes that got me back into watching it. And these fans are unhinged. Like the My Hero Academia fans, they aren't liked for reasons. And the more that I hear about it, they remind me of wrestling fans. So I'm like, oh, this totally makes sense. So, mind you, they do have of age adults in this show, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them like to ship the younger kids together. And a lot of those are always like Deku and Shoto. Deku and Bakugo is a very popular one, even though Bakugo told Deku to go jump off a fucking building and kill himself. So, yeah,
Mm.
romance right there. Anyway, so through the whole show, it's always teased that Deku and Uraraka like each other. Because, this like cute little teenagers falling in love, dealing with this, and
Which I feel like is very low hanging fruit for both of them. I feel like that's way too
right,
obvious.
like they settled. Like
Yeah.
Uraraka's a bad bitch. Like
I
she,
feel like that's a both of them settling. Like the
yeah.
both like that's I
But that's like teenage love. It's your first,
yeah.
it's your first thing. So I think that's cute. These fans went insane over the fact that none of their ships that they came up with were canon. And it got to the point where the creator of My Hero Academia said, "You guys need to chill the fuck out or I'm not finishing the anime." Like he was literally dangling this shit over their heads because he even talks about it. That's why he doesn't like to go to fan conventions in Japan. Why he doesn't like to meet the fans because of people like this. And it's always like I notice, and there's Japanese terms for them. I should have looked them up, but I didn't think we were talking about like this. There's Japanese things for it where it comes to two guys, and one's like
It's
the
yaoi.
meat. Well, yeah, it's yaoi, but the characters actually have their own like individual names. There's like the weak one, because there's always has to be a weak guy, and then the strong guy who takes care of the weak guy. And what women do is that they put themselves into the position of where the weak guy is and kind of rewrite the story in their head that the strong guy is protecting them. And I'm like, y'all are doing way too damn much. Just read the gay smut, get off, and go look something up like the rest of us do. Like, come on. It's not that fucking hard.
Well,
Yeah, but getting back to wrestling, that's what it reminds me of, that like people don't get their way in wrestling. They whine and they cry. And then they want to know why wrestlers don't want to do meet and greets outside of like already promoted meet and greets. And even then, y'all are creepy as hell to them. So, don't be surprised if none of them want to do it anymore. You're seeing, because now it's convention season,
mm,
you're seeing actors, actresses, voice actors who are going to these cons in airports with security because fans have been stalking them back to their fucking hotel rooms. We can't get shit, man.
it's sad because Stephanie was. We're doing fine, Jonelle. Thanks for asking. Stephanie literally was just walking through the airport. A lot of fans were asking for stuff, and she politely declined and said, "Not today, not feeling too well, but thank you, appreciate your support." This guy goes on Twitter and he tags her in his post and says, "Stephanie Vicaire, thanks for stopping for your fans. You're the fakest ever. You're not the primavera. You're the last. I just asked you for a photo and an autograph, and all the rest of the female wrestlers did it with no problem except you. You can't spell either. You was the meanest one. You were the mean one of all. Check out of my list." Then Stephanie responded, and after he got flamed online, he deleted it and then
Yeah.
blocked everybody or went to private. He says, and I quote, she responded and said, "I always stop and I'm very kind to my fans, but yesterday was my birthday and I was honestly having a really bad day. Even so, I politely asked for understanding and many people respected that. But you followed me for a long time saying hurtful things, making me feel uncomfortable. I told you multiple times, and you kept following me and recording. And now you're posting this on social media. It's sad to see people like you call themselves fans."
And
So
I
after
bet you he
that,
had nothing to say to that.
nope,
Nope.
because after that went viral and everybody saw what he actually did, that's when they started going after him. And he decided to go private and he deleted everything that he had posted, and he's been quiet ever since. um I just want y'all to just start, stop thinking that these people owe you something. And we've had this conversation multiple times, but they don't owe you anything. They're wrestlers. They're just people. They're not out there trying to, do anything other than what they're doing every single week, which is entertaining. They entertain us and you go home. Stop being weird. I don't understand why you have to feel like you're owed something because they're out in public. They have to talk to you. They do not. It's just like walking up to a stranger and just being like, "Hey, I want to take a picture with you." That's you're like, "No, like I don't fucking know you. I don't want to take a picture with you." No, we're not
It's
doing that.
if they're not on TV, if you're not paying a ticket to see them wrestle live, they're not on the clock. Because, I mean, I would say, how would you feel if someone was doing that to you at your job, but you got time to harass wrestlers at the airport, so I'm guaranteeing you probably don't have one.
Oh, and on that note, we're gonna we're
Period.
gonna we're gonna move on now. Rapid fire Chris Jericho show back up in AEW, and the rumors have died down about him going back to the E to get his ring. Apparently, he's decided to stay, or at least they've worked out something, and he's going to be in AEW for quite some time. The rumor also is that Stephanie McMahon's father, Vince McMahon, is going to be inducting her in the Hall of Fame. Vince McMahon's name was chanted all throughout Monday Night Raw after Cody cut his promo. This led to Lance Gross being, well, not Lance Gross, but Lance, I think his name is Armstrong, being really upset about the whole promo and everything that was said. He basically said that he was no longer going to watch WWE because of the way that it was operating, and giving Vince back the platform. He didn't like that.
Who is
Um,
this? I'm not even
um,
trying to be shady. Like, I don't know who that is.
Lance
his name
Armstrong's,
is
I think he's Road Dogg's brother.
I feel
oh,
like that's because of. I'm not even going to defend Vince, but
I don't
Road
remember
Dogg's
his last
brother. Do
name.
we really think he has such moral high ground? Because I'm pretty sure if his brother still worked there.
Not Lance Armstrong. That's a damn cyclist.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
His name is Lance Storm. I think it's Lance Storm.
okay.
Oh,
But
Lance.
my
Okay,
observation still stands.
that's Lance Storm. I kind of get where he's coming from, and I already said to you two in private about this. Fans wanted Vince's head on a spike for years because what did we always hear? Oh, Vince is ruining WWE. Vince is this, Vince is that. And then Vince finally goes away with allegations that are up there with what Benoit has, and y'all, and then as soon as shit don't start going your way, you want Vince back. And it's like, I can't understand why. I mean, I get it. Vince made WWE, but Vince didn't make me want to watch WWE. It was the men and women who went out there and performed for us that made me want to watch WWE.
I,
Like,
I I think that when it comes to this and him specifically, he was back there. I think it's very interesting. I know that they didn't know about Janelle Grant or anything, but they knew about everything else. And it's no shade, but now it's time for you to stand on a high horse as if you weren't there watching, being a part of, aiding and abetting. You were there. You knew what was going on. And if this is what you decide is too much for you, that's fine. I understand that. But my problem is
If it was literally anybody else, I would let them have it. I'm not letting him have that
mm-mm.
because we know why. There's nothing to stop acting like you're on some moral hierarchy. You're only there because your brother who sucked at his job and
No,
was
not
one of these people helping perpetuate this whole regime in the first place. I don't want to hear it.
no. That's Lance Storm's not related to him. That's some arm. We were talking about someone else. His last name is
Oh, okay. I
Armstrong.
was about to be like,
Yeah.
there.
Lance Storm
No.
is
No,
the good
he's
guy.
yeah, he's one of the wrestlers. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to say how he feels. That's fine. My thing is this: if this is what you guys are going to be saying, you're standing on business about, then I need you guys to keep that same energy with everybody, because every single major company or corporation in this country has done something so that they can get some type of incentive from Trump. We have seen it. There are lists, thousands of them. We all still shop there. We all still go there. We all still patronize a lot of these places. Most of us because we don't have a choice. But some of y'all have a choice and you still do it. So as far as I'm concerned, you can stand grandstand when it comes to wrestling if that's what you want to do. But you need to keep that same energy everywhere else. Everywhere. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Because these are the same people who go to that show that'll be at Target for 15 million hours.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't. I'm not saying you're wrong. I understand y'all's sentiment, and I understand people being upset with WWE. You don't like it. You're not okay with the way that they're behaving. The board and everything is just not right, and I 1000% understand where you're coming from. I do, but at the same time, a lot of us are just trying to watch fucking wrestling. That's all. And if you think you're going to be able to escape corporate greed and bullshit at AEW, you're out of your goddamn mind. You're not going to be able to escape that. It's ingrained in the fabric of our society. It's up to you to decide what you want to watch. It's up to you to decide where you can separate church and state. Vince is not there anymore. I don't care how many people chant for this man's name. He isn't there. Let it go. And if you want to stop watching WWE because you don't like the way they're operating, by all means, do what you have to do for yourself.
I just don't. I just hate this like moral superiority that people try to use as a cop out because you can't do that, and then they turn around and they go watch AEW. I was like,
They're
there's
not.
there is not that. I was like,
Yep.
it is. I was like, there are things that are seemingly different, but on the
It's just
surface, and
the
I
same
mean that
thing.
very, very, very. It's very surface level. It's the same.
It's the same
You got the
thing.
same type
See,
of sketchy people. It's still a billionaire running it, which
It could
being a billionaire is not ethical,
no.
regardless of how many babies you and how many dream matches and how many of your favorite wrestlers he signed. He is a
Facts.
billionaire. There's nothing ethical about them, especially when you go back or when people talk about like, oh well, he has this and that. Well, he wasn't paying though. They weren't paying that soccer team correctly. Their
They're
stadium's
still not.
trash. They're still not getting paid great.
And they're not paying their football players the way that they should either.
and
So
I was about to say, and if so, you don't want to watch wrestling, can't watch MLB, can't watch NHL, can't watch NFL, especially NFL. Half those teams, they fucking, you know, they're Trump
the
kiss
way that they
assers.
get treated after they get done playing football is abysmal. So I'm sorry, but if you're gonna have this behavior of WWE is trash, and then you go and watch other wrestling promotions when they platform people who are abusers, they platform people who have been abusers, and you sit and you look and you say, oh well, you make passes and excuses for them. No, you got to have the same energy with everybody.
That don't
With
it don't work that
everybody.
way. It don't work that fucking way.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you for being. If you want to stand on business about it, then I say go for it. But you got to go all the way. You can't be half stepping. You can't be no bitch. You can't be coming out looking at us like we crazy. Y'all still watch WWE. Y'all know what they do. Yeah, and you got an Amazon package on your porch, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? You just got a damn report the other day saying that they got people they pissing in bottles trying to make quota because we keep ordering shit. You know, the people at Walmart don't get paid. They don't have benefits unless they're salaried. Same thing goes for McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, any other business. But your ass, make sure you're in line so you can get that 2 piece of the biscuit from Popeyes. And you get mad when your shit is not in the bag. So spare me is all I'm saying. Now, we're going to move on before I get mad. Now, our favorite general manager over in NXT is getting his own documentary. This looks like it's the last wave of stuff that WWE is going to be doing on Peacock. This documentary is going to be called Becoming Shawn Michaels. It's supposed to chronicle his life through wrestling, how he got there, how he, went off the deep end, how he redeemed himself and came back. And now he's one of the most beloved people in wrestling, especially now with the new class coming in under him. He truly is setting them up for great success and kind of showing up Triple H a lot. But anyways, his documentary is going to be called Becoming Shawn Michaels, and it comes out on April 13th. That's next Sunday, or no, next Monday after next. So what y'all think? Are you going to watch it?
I'm going to try to watch it because can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
it's just I'm just hearing a lot of like background noise, and I don't want to start shouting over stuff. I am trying to, bastard. Sorry, I'm working on this laptop. I'm gonna watch it because anybody who comes, anybody who's coming into wrestling who doesn't know Shawn Michaels and like how the character he was playing wasn't very far from the person he actually was IRL, and how he almost lost everything. And I think that, that needs to be studied in a way so like the new generation can be like, holy shit. Because one thing I will give a lot of these like newer wrestlers for, their only major vice, and if you even want to call it a vice, it's just pot.
Yeah, and like, social media.
In social media, like pot and social media. And that's fine compared to like back in the day. I was listening to the Plane Ride from Hell episode that we did today just because I just picked a random episode. I was bored at work. Yeah. And, they were shooting each other in the ass with like steroids and what was it? The date rape drug and all that shit. Like,
yeah.
Damn, we really have come a long fucking way.
Thank God. Thank God.
Jesus. Picking up needles that were stuffed in the fucking... Ugh. My boss had asked me if I was all right. I'm like, yeah, I'm just listening to something really, really gross.
Well, I think it's a good listen. If you guys know who Shawn Michaels is, or you haven't been able to, you don't know the ins and outs of what he went through, then it's something I think you should take a listen to. He is very, 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 he even says it himself that he was very far off the deep end. And he ended up getting himself clean, and he, turned his life over to God, and he's saying he was fine, straight ever since, hadn't had any issues. I think that Shawn Michaels was just a victim of the time, but then too, I think him going through what he went through was able to show him the new generation of what not to do, and now he's a better man for it. So you may have had some mistakes, but you'll hear in the pod how the wrestlers just hated him. Like in that documentary, they hated him, and of course they've got fucking Bret Hart in there. They have to have Bret Hart in there. So.
Oh yeah, and like I remember this because Shawn really pissed off a lot of people, like a lot, like half that locker room back there.
Yeah, Undertaker, Bret Michaels, everybody.
Undertaker, he said if it wasn't,
Bret
I saw
Michaels.
this. Bret Michaels. That's from Poison, honey.
Bret
That's the
Michaels.
lead singer of. That's the lead singer of Poison.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
Look, if I can get through this, trying to get through my damn laptop to work, I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to probably take this to Geek Squad, or I can wait till Monday and see if my boss can help me at work.
Try that first.
Yeah, save
Are
me
you
some
talking
money.
about Shawn Michaels in the locker
Yeah.
room?
Yeah, so I mean, Undertaker said he could not be left alone with Shawn because he would not be held. Basically, he said, "I will not be held responsible for what happens between me and that man if there's someone not there to keep us apart."
Yeah, he said he wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. I was like, well, what the fuck did he do?
It was
Like-
just him being Shawn. So they're going to go over, and I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because listen. There's plenty of deep dives into Shawn's divas behavior back in the day.
Yeah,
So,
but
if
Shawn is a bit more transparent than the other guys are. I don't think they're gonna hide too much.
He did get his ass whipped by Marines. That was kind of funny.
That might not be on there.
Because it's fun. I love that story, and I forgot who was telling it, but it was like one of the old heads, and it was him, Shawn Michaels, and Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. Rest in peace. With them problematic braids of yours.
Oh my god, we should save this for your what had happened was.
Yeah, I'm gonna give just the short rundown. Pretty much, Shawn ran his mouth and got jumped by Marines. They made it a storyline. That part was actually true. Shawn got jumped by a bunch of Marines.
That's crazy.
But yeah, just Shawn himself. Let's just say this: if older Shawn now, backwoods grandpa Shawn Michaels, met late 80s, early 90s, let's say 2000 Shawn Michaels, he would probably beat the shit out of him. Like, Hunter was pretty much the only one that did not turn his back on Shawn.
Yeah.
When he was, Hunter was the only one.
Same way he didn't turn his back on Flair because they were kind of similar in their behavior, very outlandish.
Pretty much what Hunter said to him was like, "Hey man, listen, you're like my brother, you're my friend, but I don't love you anymore. I don't think I even like you anymore with the way you be acting." And that kind of like, when someone says that to you, like, I see you like this, but I don't really like that hurts, especially when it's someone that close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said that's kind of was like, ooh, because I remember watching this documentary, and there were people who weren't believing that Shawn changed, and a lot of them was the old heads, and one of them was Honky Tonk Man. That man's got a good head of hair for his age. Everything else is going. Honky has that great hair though, and yeah, he would have quit. And then Honky Tonk kind of hit on the head, and because they're like, he's sitting there talking shit about Shawn, and then the interviewer is like, oh well, Shawn said that he's found God or whatever, and Honky's like, oh hallelujah, in that really thick Tennessee accent of his, oh hallelujah, praise the Lord, and then he got really kind of snarky, and he goes, you know what they say? When no one else will listen to you or put up with your bullshit, God will. And I'm like, oh damn, what did Shawn do to you, Honky Tonk?
That's what I'm saying. Damn. Like, what the fuck did he do? I just want to know what he did.
So
that's all.
From what I've gathered from interviews, is that especially Shane Douglas, is that Shawn kind of fucked a lot of people over because he knew he was one of Vince's favorites.
Well, how come they don't have that same smoke for Hulk Hogan?
They do. The problem, I think, I mean, I can save this for an episode that we can do this on. I think with Hogan is that he was so, how can I say this? Everybody knew that Shawn was Vince's favorite, but Hogan was kind of like the untouchable guy because even by the time we grew up and got into the Attitude Era, Hogan was considered a nostalgia act.
Yeah, sure.
And Hogan would bring in all the money. People were watching that WrestleMania match with him and The Rock. And it's weird. You know how Vince is when he gets his favorites. And that's why it's like, I know I say it, but I say it jokingly, but there's people who are like, so-and-so has a favorite of Shawn. No, because I think Shawn now knows that he fucked up and he cost a lot of people like title shots and they're like a lot of careers stalling and shit like that. And that's why in NXT he's trying to do right for everybody because Shawn has favorites. Shawn makes sure, and Hunter needs, and I can probably say this for Nicole, Shawn makes sure that every single one of them people back there in NXT is shown one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's
he does have favorites, but he does make sure that people get seen. He does.
Because I was watching, someone was like, why is NXT always so like full of people and busy? I'm like, because Shawn is showing you who is on that roster.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the hell he's doing. He's not just playing the same 6 people on each show over and over again. He's making sure that you watch and someone's like, ooh. I mean, that's what happened with me and Sol Ruka. She showed up on my screen for 5 minutes. I said, who's that girl?
Yeah.
She worked for Rhea Ripley. When Rhea showed up, I was like, hold up. Who's this? Shayna Baszler. Who the fuck's that?
That was Triple H's time.
But
it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Because you were focused on it. Because I remember you and me were on here and we're like, what the hell's a Street Profit?
Yeah, I didn't know who they were. No, but I saw him when like Brock and I don't know who it was, but Brock and somebody was having a massive fight, and it was him. I saw him in a sea of men. I was like, who is this black man? Who is that? And I remember somebody commenting like, that's Montez Ford. And I'm like, who the fuck is Montez Ford? Who is that?
They're like, it's a Street Profit. And you're like, well, who the fuck's a Street Profit?
I was like, no, I need to know. I need to know who this man is. I need to see him. And then he starts popping up in NXT. And I was like, oh my God. Then they were like, oh yeah, Bianca's Belair's with him. I said, who is Bianca? Who is that?
I know, famous man, damn. Because I remember going, who the fuck is Asuka?
Oh no!
And why? Remember?
I knew who she was. I knew who she was because Gerard used to watch. Gerard is so weird. He would never watch a full episode of NXT, but he watched every single pay-per-view. He watched all of them.
That's when I used to be one of 2 people in the group who would watch.
Yeah,
NXT.
And then
I was like the only one.
She was the only
NXT
one, and especially NXT UK. Especially NXT
I was the only
UK.
person who watched NXT UK.
She was the only one.
You were fighting for your life because you were telling everybody about NXT, and they're like,
and people finally started getting around to NXT. It was NXT UK. I tried real hard to keep them people employed. I feel like I did my job.
You really did.
I feel like I did a great job.
You need a royalty check just for that.
But like I knew who Asuka was. I came in Asuka around the time where Asuka had them fight in that fatal 4-way with Nikki Cross and the Iconics. That's when I first saw her because Gerard would watch the pay-per-views and I'm just like, well, what is going on? And he was like, Asuka's been champ now for the longest. She longest reigning champion in NXT history. I said, well, how long she been champion? He like, it's about to be 2 years. I said, 2 years? And she ain't lost no momentum. He was like, He was like, watch. We sat here and watched that match. And I was like, oh,
this makes sense.
Okay.
That is one of my favorite matches. I always forget the Iconics were in it. And I would just watch Nikki and Asuka, and they just beat the holy shit out of each other.
Like OG Asuka, like she was that girl. And even if like now, if they really give her a true feud to have, she's gonna still be that girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this. This is one of the first conversations the 3 of us ever had before we even got to be friends. Tiff's going live. She's talking about NXT. I think Nicole just joined. I've been there for a while. And she goes, Does anyone know who the Samoa Joe is?
Oh God, that turned Alexis. She was like, "Excuse me."
What
She's
do
like,
you mean?
I can tell you all about it. She gave us all of his history, every bit of it. I didn't see. I got bits and pieces of her and Bailey fighting. Like I said, I would watch what Gerard was watching in passing, so I didn't get to watch it. It just so happened the feud she had with that fatal 4-way, I got to see it in its entirety. So I knew she beat Bailey, and that was a big thing. Her beating Bailey, and Bailey could not beat her. Like she couldn't beat her at all. And I think I remember Asuka ended up going down with that arm injury. Ember got the title.
But here's the cool way how they did it, and it was so smart because Asuka dropped that title to her the night before the first women's Royal Rumble. So
yeah,
because Asuka was in that Royal Rumble, she won it, but the way they did it was smart because Ember came out. She had her arm all casted up. She had the NXT title with her. And I'm like, and they were overselling it. This is the woman who dethroned Asuka after 2.5 years of being NXT champ. And I've never seen Athena up to this point, or whatever the fuck she was calling her, Ember, Athena, whatever the fuck she was calling herself.
It's fine. They know who you're talking about.
Okay. The one that y'all used to love making fun of her hair for.
I still make fun of her hair. I don't care.
But like that was the first time.
Her hair is a damn mess.
But that was the first time, because I wasn't really watching NXT like that, but that was the first time I've ever seen Ember, and I'm like, who is this?
I liked Ember back then.
Her moves were awesome. I loved her aesthetic. I loved how it was just like she was just weird, and if you didn't know the backstory, it was just like, what the fuck? But she came out with the contacts and the things, and I was like, ooh. And she beat this because I was getting into Asuka, but I'm like, she beat Asuka. She's coming out. She's got her fucking arm casted up. Oh yeah, like that, because the way they did it, I was like, all attention is on her. Like that was so smart how they did that, and I absolutely loved how they did it.
Well, they did one thing right.
What do you know? They actually know how to do the good things.
Well, Shawn Michaels is going to be, becoming Shawn Michaels is going to be debuting on Monday, April 13th. So I hope y'all watch it, because I think it'll be a good watch, especially for those of you who aren't aware of Shawn Michaels and his grisly past. Let's talk about something positive, because listen, wrestlers and people in general don't really know about finances. It's very difficult. You know what I'm saying? If you're not aware of how to manage your finances. So the Maharaja, okay, former WWE superstar, current just wrestler, and financial, advisor. He's giving out all the financial tips you need to wrestlers specifically to build up their own 401ks and to make sure they have retirement when they are done wrestling. And this is very, very smart, because the only way you're going to know how to do it is you need knowledge. And he has it, so he's offering it to them. This right here explains it all. He's telling you how you can set up your own Roth IRA, or you can set up another 401k. He said the Roth IRA is the best one. It's funded with after-tax dollars. The benefit is tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals and retirement, and there are annual contribution limits and income limits apply, meaning higher money. So if you were wondering how to do that, you can follow the Maharaj, and he has a whole thing explaining everything to you. This is on his page, and it's entitled Wrestler Retirement. So go and check it out, because it's something that you need to look at if you're a wrestler, and if you're just a regular everyday person. I think that that's something you need to look into too, given the fact that the world is going to shit and you're going to need a backup plan. Okay.
I absolutely love this, like, because we talk about this all the time, how like the old school, like the old crowd needs to help the new crowd coming in. because you learn something every generation. I love the fact that they're, because like, I don't want to call him Gender because he's not called Gender. Would he be mad?
I just called him the Maharaja because that's what
Okay.
he want to be called.
So
I call him.
he's doing something great because guys in this class, and I want to say some of them of the class, like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, a lot of those guys probably didn't come in here knowing a lot of stuff. And a lot of the old heads would treat the new gen coming in like shit. It's been, studied frequently or mentioned frequently. I love it that he's doing this. So that way the new kids who are coming in, especially like ones who may not be the most financial savvy people,
yeah,
would know like this is what you need to do. Get with like Fidelity or something like that, or if you can have the money, get your own like CPA, or I don't know what the fuck you need to go to. But like, I love this because these guys know that they can't wrestle for the rest of their lives, and part of them probably don't want to wrestle up till past a certain age because then you just become a joke.
Yeah.
So I love this. I
Under
love
his
it.
post, he's got a lot of people, and there is a guy under the post who works with a lot of wrestlers at WWE, and his name is Joseph Ladner. I think his name is. I can't say his name correctly. Joseph Ladner. And he basically works with a lot of WWE superstars so that they can have a lot of education on how they can set up their retirement funds, invest their money properly. They're making six figures, most of them on the main roster. We don't know if everybody makes that, but we'll say mostly everybody makes over 70K a year. With that being said, it's a lot of money that they have to invest in and try to figure out how to navigate. This is money that we're not talking about the money that they spend on like gear and money they spend on travel and all that stuff. We're talking about money that they need to put to the side to make sure they have a nice little nest egg for themselves. Not everybody is millionaires on that roster, and at any given point, they could lose their jobs. It's just a part of the game. So I think this is really cool that he put it up there, and everybody can see it, not just wrestlers. I think this is really smart, and shout out to the Maharaja for giving up some real information.
Love him for that.
Of course. All right. So we're going to start this and do this now, and then we're going to finish it on another episode. But I had a question because I saw it on Twitter. And the question was, if you woke up in Triple H's body, what are you doing? Are you revamping WWE? Are you firing people? Are you changing things? Are you planning things? What are you going to do? Now, this doesn't have a time limit. You just woke up tomorrow as Triple H.
That's Triple H. So my brain inside Triple H.
Yeah, you're Triple H, which means he's going to be living in your body. He's gonna be living in your body. That's gonna be crazy. That's crazy.
You don't know who I am, so you don't know. He don't
like,
know.
I got titties. What's going on? Where these titties come from? I'm just saying, like, I'll be like waking up in one of me and Nicole body. I'm black. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He would not know how to handle that.
Bitch. Who is this? Who is this black man I'm laying next to? Who are you? I'm gonna be at headquarters tearing shit up.
First off, I'm stealing everything I can get access to, loading up in the car.
I'm going in the archives and getting shit I ain't supposed to have.
For real? I'm finding fucking pieces of like the Hell in the Cell match that Mick Foley almost died in, and I'm shipping that to my house.
I wish they would go ahead and open up the damn museum.
Well, they are in Saudi Arabia. They're doing it like Jeddah.
No, we're talking about here. Like,
I wish
you got
they would.
all this
Yeah,
time
because
and space.
most of that shit is here.
It's still here.
I don't know
why
why
have
they
it
won't.
on display. Like, you could have been had the museum open. What are you doing?
Maybe if they just think people would try to steal shit, because again, wrestling fans are stupid. Or in some cases, there's like some of Terry Funk's blood somewhere. We might try to get it to like bring him back alive.
No. No. They got security and shit. They can do that. They're just not thinking about it. I think they've thought about it over time. But like, I would love to go to a museum for wrestling. That would be fucking cool. There are plenty of them, but like a WWE one, like that's everybody's childhood in one place.
And they keep everything.
And you could just put it on display.
Everything.
And you can rotate out exhibits. You don't have to keep them. You know how, like, well, here in Cleveland, we have the Science Museum. And every year they bring the body exhibit so you can see the various bodies that were donated to science. And they rotate exhibits out. There are really big exhibits that come to the Science Museum. There's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame exhibits that get rotated out. Like, they don't keep that stuff on display for years and years and years. They rotate it out so they can keep stuff fresh and keep new people coming in. They could do the same fucking thing.
I mean, just alone, they have all the caskets Undertaker used, all of them.
They could put all that gear they have on display for everybody and have sections for each person with their placard there explaining like what they did and how they contributed to wrestling, like the first WrestleMania. You can have that building big enough to where you can set up the Hell in a Cell ring that Mick Foley and them used, or the very first Hell in a Cell match, or the very first ring that they used for Mania. You can have that set up so people can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man. I mean, like, you don't have to convince me. I'd be fucking going every time I could.
Like, I just need them to do it so we can have something to do. Like, I don't always want to. I like a good show every now and then. Nothing's wrong with that, but I love a good museum. But I'm a dork, so
like,
no,
I
like that kind of stuff.
I'm the same way. I love going because, like, especially when we used to go to DC. And all the museums in DC were free. I don't know if they're even going to be open by the time the Orange Dictator gets out of office.
Oh, Lord.
But it's free and it's cool to see that kind of stuff. And I love seeing it. And like, I'd quit my job now and just go and become a tour guide in that place. Like, I'm not even joking.
You will be an awesome tour guide, honestly.
Oh. And think about all the stuff else from like different organizations that they probably kept too.
Yeah.
Like
you got WCW stuff they bought. ECW stuff they've bought. Like, they have a lot that they could be utilizing. I really wish they would just do it and stop fucking playing and just do it.
I mean, it's WWE. They're gonna be fucking playing with us for the longest ass time, man. So
I hate them sometimes.
So,
but you're Triple H.
I'm Triple H.
So you go first since Nicole's popped out for a bit. But you go first. What are you doing?
Okay, if I woke up as Triple H, first thing I would do is call you and Nicole and video time you because I'd be like, what the fuck happened?
Oh my God.
I feel baited by this art, but I'll stay. Okay.
Well, the art's cute. Like, you can stay or not.
My titties aren't that big, but like, thank you. I mean, they're decent, but so if I was Triple H, oh my God, this just opens up a world of chaos because I was telling Daryl some things. Number one, I would write it and there's no way that shit can get changed at all. I would have it in the next 6 months. LA Knight becomes WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh my Lord.
I totally would. I would like low key get with Heyman and be like, hey, you busy? Because I got a 3-hour block. Let's go plan out, next year's WrestleMania. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that kind of thing. I would do that. This, you would know it was me taking over Triple H's body because I would be on social media, anything he has access to. And I would have this long ass apology written as like the way Triple H would write to China, her family, how he treated her, how, he'd like make him admit, like, you guys knew I was seeing someone else behind her back, really just, and I'm not doing it to like make him feel bad, but it's kind of like, also I would be on the phone with her family. Like, I don't care if this would take all day, that I would want to be on the phone with her family and be like, hey, so what can I do nothing I can do can bring Joni back, unfortunately. But I want to set things right with you guys. The fans have been clamoring for this for years. We have her in the games. People love having her in the games. Thank you for allowing us to use her permission to use her likeness. What can we do to get her solo inducted into the Hall of Fame? Not with DX, not with me and Sean, by herself, because she deserves it. I don't care if that would take the whole fucking day. I would make that happen. I don't know what I would have to pay. I don't know what I have to do, but I would make it happen. I would do that. I would have him. It would also depend on what mood I'm in that day, because I would also have him come out and be like, yeah, the whole reason I got, like, really just cause chaos if I was in a really bad mood, and be like, yeah, you guys are right. I got with Steph to get back at her dad for what he did to me at the curtain call in Madison Square Garden.
That's crazy.
Because Sean's his favorite, and Scott, bless his heart and rest his soul, and Kevin were on their way out. And I may have done this to get back at him. Got married to his daughter, popped out.
Why are you doing this? Is some sinister shit.
It would depend on what mood I'm in that day.
That is sinister.
Oh, Daryl says something even worse.
What did he say?
Actually, hang on. I can't say it. Hang on just a sec.
What?
Just hold on. Daryl. Yes. Can you come up here real quick? Pretty please.
She's too dainty to say it.
No, I'm dainty. I want you to hear him fucking say it, because it is hilarious.
That's wild.
Just hold on. Come here. Put these on.
Okay.
All right. We're doing the podcast. Tell them the thing you said. If you were in Triple H's body for the day, what would you post on social media?
Oh yeah, let Stephanie snowball me and then I spit it in the air.
Oh my God!
I love you. Thank you.
Girl. Oh my God! That's diabolical. What is going on?
I love him.
What is happening?
I love him so much.
That is so gross. So gross.
But no, my main thing would start to get Joni in the Hall of Fame. Maybe cause a little bit of chaos online. Firstly, I'll put I would work, or if I was Triple H, I would legit figure out a way to get Logan Paul out of his contract so he can piss off and not come back. A lot of it would spin planning stuff, because you know how we say they plan A through Z, but they don't plan like double A through double Z, triple A to triple Z. I am the best person to make plans with, because I always see everything that could possibly go wrong. So it's a backup for the backup for the backup.
That's fine.
A lot of it would be spent writing to make sure like people who deserve a chance get the chance on TV. Make it where it's like, okay, and none of this can be changed. I'll make it like ironclad, that if they get their chance and they don't do good, okay, let's revisit it back in 3 months. If they do good, keep pushing them. Like, let's try to get some fresh blood out there. And I told me, like, we need to listen to the fans. Not everyone wants to see Cody all the time. Cody needs a break because the Street Fighter movie's coming up. Him and Roman need to go promote that. So they're not going to be on TV. People don't want to see.
Roman never on TV.
You ain't lying.
you know what I mean. Like, Drew's gonna be off filming.
Was he doing
Highlander.
the
He's
Highlander?
Yeah, he's getting
Highlander.
ready to leave after Mania, I
That's
think.
crazy. He got that
Uh,
booking.
He's gonna be
So-
playing his brother, so he's got a
What?
major role. Yeah,
Whoa! So he's like
Yeah,
the
he's
second
playing-
main
I'm
guy.
shocked because I don't think they had auditions for it.
no, they picked
No.
Drew. They picked Drew right off the bat. Mhm.
And like Seth and Becky, they're on their way out because Becky said this is her last run before
Seth is
she.
nowhere near his way out.
He's not leaving. There's a question here where he says, "What if Seth Rollins' injury was way worse than we all thought, and Gunther actually retired him in wrestling?" I'm going to tell you right now, it would take an act of God
Mm-hmm.
to keep Seth Rollins from being in wrestling and inside a ring. I'm just being honest.
Seth is one of those guys that he loves wrestling, and that's something I will always give him love for because he has desire and passion for this sport. I talk a lot about the shit that bugs me that he does. I don't talk a lot of the good stuff, and one of them is that he does love this industry with his entire body. He's given his body to it. Give respect where respect is due, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think he's done. He's not going anywhere.
Seth is one of those guys that when he knows it's time to retire, and he's almost 40 something. So it's like,
He is 40. I think
he is in his 40s. I think he is.
AJ bowed out at 45, which because it's AJ Styles. He's got nothing else left to prove. He's pretty much done everything.
He's 39.
He's okay. So,
I was just looking that up.
Yeah, he was born the same year I was.
Oh. Ooh, birthday twins. Like,
Cody is actually 40.
Cody's 40.
And Cody's even said that this is his last run. If Seth was going to retire,
Cody lies, so we don't know that.
Even if he goes away for a little while, he'll be back.
Cody,
he lies.
Yeah,
he's a politician. We all know this. But like, if Seth is going to be one of those guys who knows when it's time to bow out, and he's going to do it his way. There ain't no fucking way they're going to have Seth Rollins. I know it's going to lose the retirement match. We all know when it's your retirement match, you lose. But Seth, I don't like Gunther being the one to retire both AJ and Cena so closely to each other. Because you're an evil bitch. That's why.
I think that's what AJ Styles wanted. He wanted it quick and dirty. He was ready to go. I think after his baby said what she said and he heard that, he was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Because he was originally going to do
he was supposed to be here.
Tour.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. I don't think it was supposed to be long as Cena's, but he was supposed to be here for a couple months through Mania. He was supposed to be there.
A lot of people are like, one guy went back, I think it was on Instagram. He went back and he looked at like all this stuff with like what, they were focusing on Cena, but what AJ was doing, he's like, are they running the AJ style retirement run alongside Cena?
At first, no, but after he realized that his babies want to be with him and want to see him, that really hurt him. That really hurt him. So I think he was just like, look, just give me one last match. They gave him one last run as a tag team champion with Dragon Lee, and then they gave him that match with Gunther, and they had their thing, and then he came home to retire like he wanted.
And I love that for him. And it's just like they're going to go out. This is the thing, and it goes back to what we were saying about the, showing the 401k thing. This new generation, this gen of wrestlers and the one that came in after them, they know they're not going to be wrestle forever. They don't want to be wrestling forever. They're going to know when it's time for them to go out. So, but at the same time, whether Triple H is possessed or not, going back to it, there's more than just Cody Rhodes. There's more than just Drew McIntyre. And my whole thing would be like, that's why, as much as I don't like Heyman, I know he's the guy I want on my side for this. That if we're going to be down our top guys with Cody and Roman being gone for Street Fighter, and then you got Drew gone for Highlander, and then you got, Seth, we can't just depend on Seth to carry 2 shows because God forbid, what if he gets injured again? What are we going to do with the women's division? Because we can't keep circling around the same people. We need to, if we need, you guys want to put Rhea Ripley in title contingency, put her in for the IC title or put her on SmackDown and go for the United States title. Like get her out of main title contingency. You had her in the tag. Like this would be me as Triple H. We had her in the tag division. Cool. Put her on a different show. Give her new people to go after. When Chelsea Green comes back, give her a run at the women's championship. Like we got, and that would be my whole thing as Triple H. We have to try shit. We cannot be afraid to not try. And I would just bring it up and be like, 2020, we were throwing wet noodles against the wall to see what stuck. And we listened to people and they told us what worked and what didn't. And you can't tell me the fucking Firefly Funhouse wasn't the one thing keeping people watching during COVID and there was no audience. Because Nicole would even say it. As soon as that went off, she turned her TV off.
No, you know what? And then I'll give what I would do as Triple H. I was one of the few people when Firefly Funhouse, everybody was like, what the F is this? This is fucking crazy. This is stupid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I said, I think I know what he's doing. I said, let him cook.
Yep.
And sure enough, I let him cook because I knew my goat. And he figured that shit out. I feel like my day as Triple H would be very chaotic. First thing I'm doing, I'm low-key releasing people.
Oh shit.
See, I couldn't do that because
I'm doing that. I don't give a shit. I mean,
I couldn't do that.
It's gonna be Triple H's fault. It's not gonna be yours.
I know, but like she would just do it for people she doesn't like.
Well,
I
think she'd be more practical than that.
I have a rhyme to that reason.
Okay, well let's see where you're going with this.
Okay.
I'm cleaning house with people I know I'm not going to use anytime soon and or know that are not happy. I'm going to first send out emails and be like, hey, I would send out a message. Hey, we are going to be doing a round of releases. I would snowball 10. I would say 10 spots. I was like, and I would say, is there anyone who is currently just not happy with what they want to explore options or want to be done?
Yeah, I like that idea.
I would ask, okay, whoever wants to go. I say we will still treat it as a release. We won't treat it as you resigning and or quitting. I mean, they still got to pay them regardless. But I was like, we will still do this full payout, X, Y, and Z. I'm assuming I'll at least have, that's it. I feel like I would at least have 5 to 6 people. Low-key. 5 to 6 people. And then
keep the door open.
4, I would cross-reference with how their engagement is online, or how does the public the fandom receive them. Do we see anything for them in the future? XYZ. Other than that, okay, we don't. Okay, gone. Those people are gone. Sayonara. I would reach out to Saya Kamatani. I would ask her how much money she wants, and I will write her a check for that money. And I'm not putting her in NXT. That lady's going to show up on Raw. And I know this is doing a lot for a Stardom person, but she has enough aura and entrance wise. She'll be okay. So that's out the way. NXT. I would keep Robert Stone as the GM of there. I don't know who's a GM at Evolve right now, but whoever it is, I would make it Johnny. I would not make it them, and it's going to be Johnny Gargano.
Fine. I'm with it.
I think because those are like people start from the ground up, so I think he'll be really great at that. And I feel like he'll be entertaining on TV, and I think that would be a good, easy way for us to transition Evolve having more like FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do that. And then after I do that, I'm going to um where I'm going to pull all the writers. We're all going in a room. We're all looking at who's all the current champions. And then
Mhm.
we are booking the storylines. And then we are booking a storylines per championship. And I'm going to have a group of X, whoever so and so people. Their job is to book for the entire year the women's IC and then the women's United States. As long as
Mhm.
it do whatever you want, as long as it makes sense, you have to book it for a year. And then I would tell them who I want to, and then I would just say who I want to be for who I want to win at Mania, basically.
And then
Who I want, yeah.
you'll book
Who,
by who you want to win. You'll let
yes,
it stack that way.
who I want to walk out of WrestleMania with those belts.
So you're gonna book
I would do
backwards.
that
That's
for every
pretty
single one of
interesting.
them. Be
All
like,
right.
because I will do so I would have them basically a year. So I would say Mania to Mania, basically. So their first day would be the Raw after their first day of what they have to book for starts the Raw after WrestleMania, and they have to book all the way literally into WrestleMania. I will give people a deadline. I will give them 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I will also be periodically checking on you. Um, and then I myself would pick who I want to win Money in the Bank, and then who I want to win if we do King or Queens of the Rings that year, or I think they're sub that out for that Crown Jewel championship. I feel like
Um, no, because they did King and Queen of the Ring
that
last
is
year,
right. They do all of it. Okay,
and we
and
had Crown Jewel.
I really honestly don't care about who wins that. I
Crown
actually
Jewel.
wouldn't. No, I actually want to pick them. I don't care who wins King and Queen of the Ring.
What?
Yeah, I feel I will let them. I will let them. I will give them a freebie. I will let them pick that out. Um, I will also choose all of the pay-per-views for the year.
Yeah, that needs
So
to be set up. Yes.
I'm reconfiguring all of that. So I think I would do obviously. So we have Mania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. Can't do anything about those. Those will always stay. I will never move those. Um, I would do especially, and again, this is I'm also doing a lot of I know this is very extensive, but just walk with me, people. I will also I'm blowing up the marketing department, and they will work the hardest they have ever worked in the last 2 years. 'Cause I'm giving them some work. So a pay-per-view I would do a fast lane again.
Oh, haven't seen
So
Fastlane in a while.
yes, and the last one they did it because obviously like they had it in Indiana, so they played on having it with Indy 500. I would do the same thing with the fast lane. I would either do it I would figure out do in conjunction with an Indy with I would do it low key in conjunction of an Indy or F1 race, because usually we have our pay-per-views on Saturdays, that's just qualifying day. So obviously, so people, you're not interpreting on the biggest day of the quote unquote weekend. So, and that's also cross promotion for your sport and their sport,
Mm-hmm.
and on a quote unquote global. And also, this is this would be like a good way for us to sort of, I don't want to say clean up WWE's image a little bit more, like like again, I don't want them to lose. I never want wrestling to lose its edge, but just just to clean it shiny, because the whole point, like I said, is the AEW versus WWE. Obviously, like WWE is a conglomerate,
Mm-hmm.
so we have to present ourselves. I feel like we should present ourselves more in that aspect, because if we're viewed like that, we need to start presenting ourselves. And also, it's good promotion. You have the people who can dress and know how to act right in public, and will look good doing the paddock walks and like doing like having to talk to the pundits and like be charming and fabulous, so like the usual suspects. So I'm gonna make Cody go. I would
Yeah.
make um I'm making Bianca go.
Yeah.
I'm making Montez go.
Yeah.
Dawkins can't dress, he can't go.
Ah!
Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm
Liv can
trying.
go.
I was about to say Liv. Liv is really great with stuff like that. I would do Liv. I would
Mhm.
do Izzy because Izzy seemingly likes motorsports. I would do her. I
Yep.
would grab Ricky.
Yeah.
Um, we have to also start grabbing foreigners. We have to take that mask off of Ludwig. He has to go. Um, Gunther will need to go.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling people that actually know who these people are. We gotta take those honestly, we got to take all those masks off of those Los whatever and just act like they just been back, even though we know what they've been doing. But anyways,
Americanos. Yeah.
yes, all the Americans, unmask all of them. They gotta go to the show. So I would do that, and I would do that with F1. I would also try to do something like that with the WNBA. I would do an evolution and have that
Yes.
coincide with something during maybe playoffs whenever they have playoffs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I would have that obviously same cross promotion, yeah, women's sports, yay, love that,
There you
yay.
go.
I would do those. So that's what I would not only pick, and I would also pick pay-per-views that make sense with the vibe of
Of the stories.
yes.
Hmm.
And I would, and this also sounds, this might be a little bit too digging in the toes for everything, but how I would book it, I would be like, okay, what is our theme for the year? Like,
Yeah.
is it revenge? Is it glory?
Yeah.
Um is
Ooh,
it
do this
under
seven
as like
deadly
is it
sins.
jealousy? Are we telling under are
Like
we
redemption
of the yes,
arcs.
the redemption, like the
Yeah.
underdog? Like I would have us pick a theme.
Yeah. Because then you could bring back stuff like No Way Out.
Yeah,
You can bring back
that's
No
yeah. You get what I'm
Mercy.
saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
because we are going because not only once and when we do that, you also I would pick the pay per views that are in conjunction with how we're booking that year.
Yeah.
So, if we're doing, I don't know, say we're doing like the theme is like glory and like reaching your full potential, and like the new kids become like the quote unquote newbies becoming the stars.
Right.
So you would do, because again, so that you're doing that means you're going to probably do significant with NXT. So you're going to book invasions. We
Yep.
got to book. We're not doing war games this year. We would have to do an actual Survivor series.
Yep.
You can do, what's that other one?
Let me see.
There was another like rivalry. Like, well, I'm probably actually no, I wouldn't do that many. I would do no way out. I mean, we do have no way out with NXT. Just bring it up.
Yep.
But I really want Invasion because I love Invasion. There's only one Invasion. It was in Cleveland. Um.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I would do. I'd be very busy. I would really, really utilize those 24 hours. And I mean, I will stay up the whole 24 hours just so I can make sure all of this is streamlined. And then he's just gonna have a lot of work to do when he gets back in his body.
When he gets back in his body, if he gets back in his
Yeah.
body.
Because I might take it for
A quick little
I don't
stint.
necessarily want to. I honestly don't want to be in his body for that long. He has a pacemaker.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous.
That makes her
The-
nervous.
Maybe
if you get
48 hours. That's
if
as much
you
as I'm pushing it with him.
watch me get like control of his body and I get a sinus infection for 24 hours.
Oh my
That
God.
would suck blowing in my nose
Oh
after a
hell, I
while.
would get someone. You better hook me up to an IV and call it a day.
I can't. I like they make really good points. I'm implementing an off season. They're gonna have time off. I want it to be after Mania. I want Mania to always be an end all be all of the year. I don't want it to be anything that continues nothing. Even if somebody becomes champion at Mania, everything will dead stop. After that, They could do house shows. House shows, they could be champion. You can still put the clips up on social media, whatever. But a month, bare minimum, they're going to be off live television. They need the break. People who don't want the break and they want to continue working, they can. They can do their live house shows. That tour schedule, I mean, they might do 3 shows a week depending on who's in rotation to be at these particular house shows. I, however, wouldn't fire a bunch of people. I would split the roster in half. So whoever I'm not using on television, they would be on the house show circuit. Those are the people that you would see every now and then. We would bill for a bigger star to show up, like a Seth Rollins, like somebody like, Cody Rhodes or whatever. But your main roster would be the guys who aren't on TV, and they would be built up. We use social media just like they use it for regular television. The shows wouldn't be televised, but they would have feuds and stuff going on over there. It'd be just like watching Evolve, but just main roster guys over on the house circuit. Now, if I wanted to pull somebody up or pull up a feud to put on TV, I could, because it's working, it's getting traction, everybody's talking about it. After that month's time is going to give me and creative enough time to reset what we're trying to do for the year. And by the time we come back to TV, we'll have the feud set, we'll have new people ready to roll, we'll be able to either position new people in spots, or we'll be able to continue a champion's reign, and he'll have new people to go up against, he or she. Tag team division needs to be revamped. I want real tag teams for the women. I want multiple tag teams, at least 5 on each roster, not just teams that have been put together, legit tag teams that have been rolling on the indie circuit or were put together through the NIL program and brought up to the main roster. I want a legitimate tag team that's been together for at least a year working in the tag team division for both the men and the women. But we know that it doesn't happen that often with the women. You can tell by how the tag team division is right now. There's no real legitimate tag team except for the Bellas. And that makes no sense to me. So when we're recruiting, you recruit fucking tag teams, or you build them from the ground up for the women specifically. I want those women's titles to be stepping stones for the main titles. If you are having a championship reign, you need to be put in title contingency, not immediate, but you need to be circling that title afterwards. So let's say we're going with Julia. Julia's US champion. However bad or good her title reign is, it doesn't matter. She's a former champion. She should be someone considered to be in that title scene. I don't care what goes or what comes. It means the same thing for Chelsea and anybody else who's holding the title. It should be a stepping stone title. You can make it great. You can hold it for long periods of time, but afterwards it need to be built towards you being a part of that main event scene. Whether you get the title or you're just circling it, you need to be up there. As far as the men's titles are concerned, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Roman Reigns wouldn't be champion again if I'm running the show for at least another year. CM Punk would drop that title at WrestleMania. I would let Roman drop it right after Mania. He would drop it literally after Backlash at the next PLE. More than likely to somebody like Braun Breaker if he comes back and he's healthy and ready to go. I want new faces, new feuds, and new things going. If I'm in that writer's room, if you're not on board with what I'm saying, you're fired. Everybody has to go. I want Bruce Pritchard gone. Michael Hayes gone. I want new asses in the seats. I want a full, diverse room. I want women. I want men. I want LGBTQIA plus people. I want everybody, whether you're non-binary, pan, whatever you decide to identify as, I want you to have somebody in the seats. Because everybody's story can't be told from the same perspective. And we need new stories. That's the reason why people get bored, because we're not getting anything different. I want fully diverse creators, writers room on both shows. Okay? And I want people to be seen. You've got people back there like Apollo Crews. He could have been a great feud for Carmelo
Don't get me
Hayes
started. That's my
if
favorite
you
feud
hadn't
fighter.
used him. He could have been great, whether he was a face or a heel. You could have let him have a nice moment like you gave to Ilya. Apollo's just as good, if not better. You have good people back there. Aleister Black is okay. I want the OG Aleister Black back. I don't want this with Selena Vega and this whole Adam, this Eve. Well, I don't want it. Return to sender. Give me NXT Aleister Black and just make him be more vicious. Selena Vega can be on his side. She can help him if that's what she wants to do. But it's not something that I need right now. I think you should split them up, put Vega back in the women's division. Aleister needs to go it alone, and he needs to go back to his OG ways.
Um, why did I blank really quick? I had something that came to my mind. Oh, the writers. The only writers I high key would keep is that lady who's at Raw, who's
Yeah,
overseeing Raw, because she's doing a real good job.
yeah, she is.
I forgot, and I'm really sorry, ma'am, that I forgot your name because I actually looked you up on LinkedIn. Phenomenal job. You're doing a good job, sis.
Yeah,
Her and that black guy, everybody else get fired.
yeah,
Because all this is a bunch of white dudes back there besides them, anyways, I think. Anyway,
yeah. It
so
is a
yeah.
lot of white guys.
Yeah, so you know.
It's some women back there, but it's a lot of white guys back there.
It
I
would be like that Joanne, the scammer.
Everybody that's
Clip.
not white, they keep
All the
seated. Everybody that's white,
Caucasians.
all the Caucasians to the back immediately. Immediately, you have to leave.
I'm
So he's like,
wow.
looks, he said, great, perfect, looks better already. That's
Ready? Yep.
literally what I would do.
I
I would be like, also you each, I would keep her on SmackDown and he would just, I would keep her at Raw, would oversee him at SmackDown.
yeah.
Or he would oversee SmackDown. And I was like, okay, you guys got 4 hours to find a staff.
And and I would implement, like, I think that they should have you should have um a retirement fund set up for these wrestlers. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to. I also would implement insurance for them. They deserve it. They're putting their backs and bodies on the line. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. There's no excuse. There's no excuse why they can't get that. And at least when they retire, they can have something. They can be putting something away. You're making all this money off of them on the front end. The very bare minimum you could do is take care of them after they've done all that they can and given everything to you. I don't care what the board says. It needs to be implemented. TKO would be out of my business. Okay?
Oh, TKO's
You
got to
run
go.
UFC however the fuck you want to run it, and I'm going to run WWE how I see fit. I'm not taking pointers and cues from somebody who can barely keep UFC afloat. I'm not doing it. Now, I've been running this company and been in this company for years, working and on the back end. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't do. As long as I'm within the confines of this company's bylaws, I'm not violating any rules. And you can't fire me unless you want to pay me. So I'm going to run the company the way I see fit. Y'all can get in line and just watch me work. Now, the creative teams, in terms of the shows, I'm not necessarily mad at them, but I don't want any yes men in there. I want somebody who's going to stand up and be like, no, that's not right. I want people who are going to speak their minds so we can get some clear communication in there. I like Paul Heyman, but I would only consult Paul Heyman when I needed to. He's not bad. He's not a terrible person, but I don't always think that I need to go to Paul Heyman to do anything. So he would be there. I wouldn't mind him being a part of it, but I don't need that. Also, managers would be implemented back in the E as well. I feel like that's a lost art that's not being utilized except for Paul Heyman. And I don't like that. You could really build somebody up as a manager. I mean, the only people that's doing it now is Kiana and Paul, which works. But you could really help to build somebody up as a manager and let them move into a different space if that's what they wanted to do. It would work. Okay. I want a lot of diverse stories. You can have, girlfriend and boyfriend stories. You can have husband and wife stories if that's what you want to do. But I want some real sinister shit going down. I want to have some fun. Make this shit cinematic. Make it so that people are tuning in and day out to see what's going to happen next. Take it to the next level and hire some people who are a little bit outside the box, batshit bonkers. Take your cues from Bray Wyatt and the mind that he had. You never know. Like that shit might pop off and work. You just gotta give it a chance. But if I'm working and I'm Triple H, it's a lot of shit that's gonna get overhauled. But those are just the pieces that I want to get redone. Now, a lot of people, when I posted this on Instagram, they were hyper fixating on specific people. Like, oh, I would take the title off of Jade and I would move into this. And I'm like, I don't mind Jade Cargill keeping the title and being champ now that she has her entourage around her. I feel like it adds to her. One thing I would do for Jade Cargill, though, I would make her. I think that last week on SmackDown, her promo, it wasn't bad. It was just a little wonky. And it just seemed like everybody wasn't on the same page of what they were going to be saying to each other back and forth. One thing I want is I don't want nobody half stepping. You need to be very clear on where you're going to go. So if you got a bullet point, study your bullet point. If you got a script, make sure you have your script ready and prepared. If you're going to revamp it, then revamp it, edit it, and make sure your opponent knows where you're going to go with this. And if you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to just wing it, just go with it. I promise you nothing I'm going to say is going to be too outside the box. They be like, all right, cool. Just make sure you keep a rapport with your opponent so shit don't go off the rails like what we saw with Tiffany and a whole bunch of other people. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, that's what I would be doing.
Period.
I dig it.
Now,
I know them people would hate me because they are going to work. I see you about to earn these couple figures. I know your butt makes.
Don was in the comments, and Don, he said, firstly, I will put a ranking system in place, top 10 only. Therefore, you'd have a contender, and then you have at least 3 other people you can rely on. So he's planning a backup system.
I like that.
So
He said, the women need side stories outside of championships. I agree. I think that they're too reliant on championships.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
like
somebody
these
else
ladies. I'm about to change the channel.
said if I was Triple H for a day, I would have a rematch with Booker T and have him squash me. Justice for Booker T. I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing all that. Them people is Triple H also cannot wrestle. He medically cannot wrestle.
No.
He has a heart condition. If he takes a bad bump, he could
die.
I don't want to say
we're not doing all this.
No, I'll tell you, he can die. So
and you got to remember, it's us who are not trained wrestlers. Nicole is, but like the rest of us, we're not trained to do wrestling. So that would just be really, really awkward.
And I also don't want them girls to not have a daddy, so I'm not doing that.
Too.
Plus, you're in his body. You're gonna die too.
Yeah.
Like I'm
and
just
I
saying.
don't know how that spirit transfer is gonna work. That's why that's why I'm scared about even being in there for 24 hours.
Right.
But I need all of that 24 hours because we're getting a lot of work done.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I'm waking everybody up at 5 a.m. with the email.
Oh God.
5 a.m. I'm waking everybody up. I'll be like, okay, we're having a Teams meeting at 9.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Be like, man, for real.
I'm in like, and it's everybody. And then I'm calling marketing, and I'm telling them to get out the bed. I'm telling marketing to get out the bed, and I'm telling legal to get out the bed because, again, like I said, we have to also perpetuate these releases. And then I'm PR reps. I feel like don't sleep anyway, so I would wake them up too, just in case they weren't awake yet.
Triple H ain't sleep. That man exercises at 3:00 in the morning.
Man, fuck that shit.
I don't think he sleep at all.
Oh God, he really is like Vince.
Yep. Vince be up at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning exercising. Well, that's all I got for y'all this week. I has nothing else. We will come back. Oh, we have to go over NXT really quickly. So NXT is having Stand and Deliver in St. Louis this Saturday. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be on YouTube on WWE's YouTube channel. Sexy Red is scheduled to be there. You're going to have a countdown match with a 10-man tag team match. It's going to have Hank and Tank, Eli Knight, Ren Sinclair, and Shiloh Hill facing off against Birthright. Okay. The NXT Men's Championship is being contested. It's a fatal 4-way with Joe Hendry, Tony, Ricky, and Ethan Page. Y'all want to pick, or y'all just want to wait till the show comes out Saturday?
I think Henry's gonna retain.
Oh, you do? What about you, Nicole? Did she step away?
I don't know.
She might have.
We can wait till Saturday. We can get. I don't know. I
It's
feel
all
like
right.
they're gonna be. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a good match, but I think Henry's gonna retain.
Interesting.
I know they're building Tony, but it's not time for him just yet.
Then we got the Women's Championship. NXT Women's Championship as Stand and Deliver is being contested in a triple threat match due to this past Tuesday when two referees both granted Lola Vice and Kendall Gray as the winner. So Shawn Michaels and Robert Stone decided that both women would compete in St. Louis for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, you have Lola Vice, Kendall Gray, and JC Jane. You think that JC's gonna retain? Or you think Tony winning? Interesting. That's interesting. And then Don has Lola. Who you got, Alexis?
Anybody but JC. I'm so tired of her with that damn title. She hasn't done anything with it. The second go around with it, I don't care. I would like it to go to Lola because I think if anything, she's been there longer and she deserves it. But Kendall's been actually really fantastic and she's been getting high praise from like everybody. So I wouldn't mind if either one of them won. As long as JC doesn't retain, I don't care.
If I didn't want Lola to come up and take Dominic from Liv Morgan, I would have her win it. But I really want her to take that man from that woman so bad.
Dude, that wouldn't be fair. That'd be like shooting fish in a barrel. Come on.
Oh. So what? She's the only one that got the real chops to do it. She's the only one.
Look, I'm gonna need, and we can talk about this next week or whenever, but because we got kind of stacked tonight. But I'm gonna need Dom to be solo for a while. No woman chasing after him. No woman getting. I need him to be on his own for a while. I'm sick of him
Same
being.
could be said of JC Jane, if we're being honest.
Yeah, because her little group is the only reason why she's winning. She's a good wrestler, but as a champion, there's nothing about JC that sets her apart. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. NXT Tag Team Championship, you got Vanity Project versus Los Americanos.
Skip. I don't care.
Ooh, not the Skip.
I don't care about this Vanity Project. They look like they're still in high school. This one has a mushroom bowl cut. There's so many things. There's so many things wrong with this picture.
It's not real, so it wouldn't do anything to Damien. Their relationship, Lola's relationship with Damien isn't canon, so it wouldn't matter. Sol Ruka versus Zarya.
Sol, just because I love Zarya, but Sol needs to go up to the main roster, and it needs to be Zarya who becomes, like, they need to start pushing her. Soul's
Well,
a
wouldn't you
star.
have Zarya win?
I would. Way I would do it, I would have Soul win, but then I would have Zarya like completely snap and obliterate her. Soul goes away for a while. Zarya becomes the head bitch on NXT. Soul comes back. She tries, and then she goes at it one more time. So that way, this is a storyline where a belt is not involved.
Okay.
Even if
I see what you mean.
even if the belt is involved, Soul can lose, but then she'll be on the main roster. And then Zarya can look like a strong heel because then she can say, I chased Soul off, and now she's on the main roster because she's scared of me. Like, it could be. It's so basic. It's so basic. It's so simple, but they're going to fuck it up somehow.
But you know what? It makes sense. You still let Soul be the winner, so she still kind of gets a push, but Zarya just snaps and beats the hell out of her. Yeah. I get it. He said, put this match first. Then when Lola wins, Zarya instantly is attacking her.
Ooh, and then that can set up Zarya versus Lola.
Oh, Lola won?
No. We're going over the matches for Stand and Deliver for Saturday.
No, I mean like she won on Tuesday.
No, it was a double count. They had Lola win with the armbar, and they had because Kendall tapped, and then they had Kendall pinning Lola. So 2 referees saw it. Both of them gave different verdicts. So Sean and Robert basically put them both in the match. So it's going to be a triple threat for the women's title. That's what had happened, child. Okay. Blake Monroe and Tatum Paxley. I know Nicole picked Blake.
You know who I'm picking.
You're picking Tatum.
Picking my little Wednesday Addams.
Okay.
I'm picking my little glamour.
I want Tatum to retain. Not because I don't want the glamour to get her title back, because I know eventually she'll get it back. But I want her to retain so this feud can actually have some real legs. Because it doesn't have any really much right now. I want them to fight a little bit longer.
That's why I'm surprised they're already having a matchy match.
Yeah.
Because I've enjoyed this build up because everything that Blake has tried to do mind game wise with Tatum has thrown it right back at her times 20.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole Shining thing where she it's like the horror movie and Blake is just screaming and she's coming through the door just laughing psychotically, and I'm like, these 2 girls are having the time of their lives right now.
Yeah.
Because it fits both of them so perfectly. I want this to be, and I want Tatum to retain because she didn't have that NXT Women's Champion for very long, and that broke my heart for her. So
yeah,
hold on.
Then the last match, North American Championship, Gargano versus Bourne.
Miles, if you don't beat this old man's ass,
I hope he retains.
If Johnny Gargano wins that title, I'm gonna legit be pissed off. And it's no, you know what? It's all shade to him because it's why do you keep coming back to NXT if you're not getting over on the main roster? You're doing the same shit you did, when we talked about this in Ciampa 5 years ago, when everyone else was leaving and you guys were staying, and then
that's part of the reason why you're not getting over.
And it's Johnny's oh, well, I want to stay in NXT. And it's dude, everyone from your class is gone. The people from that class is gone. They're either been released or they're on the main roster. What is stopping you? At least Ciampa had a reason. He was afraid for his neck, but he still went on the main roster.
True.
After a while.
think Miles Bourne is going to retain. I don't think Gargano is going to get the title from him.
Why is this picture very homoerotic? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know.
I just looks like
Miles
that to
Bourne
me.
is really serving face in this. Love this for him.
Mhm.
Well, those are the predictions.
You know what? I'm also changing. I know we're talking about something completely different. I hate when they act like they can't take a picture of them with their belt and they have to do that weird, bad Photoshop and Photoshop it over their shoulder. Just have them
I
take a
hate that.
picture with the belt. It
Yeah,
takes 2 seconds. They do nothing. There's so many of them who do nothing but have photo shoots back there anyways because they're not doing nothing anyway.
I
Just
agree.
every week someone has a little photo shoot first and it's for no reason.
All
They
them
stay
photos
using those camera
archives.
people's times.
Like, what are you
Mhm.
doing with the rest of the photos? What are you doing with
Well,
them?
who was that backstage announcer who was like the fashion victim? And she was like trying to dress like 60s, but it was always like really cheesy looking.
Megan?
The blonde girl with the bob.
Megan, ain't her name Megan? Isn't she?
Yeah, she's on something else.
She just
Yeah,
qualified for the Olympics. Like she
Yeah,
just
but-
got for the Olympic qualifier for like running. But she's on
Yeah.
the Raw Talk show. She does
Yeah,
the
but
Raw
every
Talk.
time, but I don't know why I don't follow this woman, but every time I get on Instagram and start looking up stuff, she's always on there. And I'm like, bitch, what do you do? Do you just take photos all day?
No, she got a job. Her and fucking
She's on
Randall
that
from
show.
Recess.
I know she's on that show with Sam Roberts.
Yeah, they do the pre-shows for NXT and they do the Raw Talk podcast.
And then they do the after show.
And then they do the after show. So she's got a pretty substantial job. I think she's based in Florida because they don't really go anywhere. Even when they're doing like Raw Talk, they're in a studio and they have the wrestlers on camera with them, but they're not on the road with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine.
And then also, what's it called? What is it called? I'm trying to remember. Oh, why am I blinking so bad?
I don't know, babe.
Oh, I hate this. What did I blank on so bad? What were we talking about again?
We're talking about Megan, Raw Talk.
Oh, also she just had a baby. That's what came and left my mind.
Yeah, she did.
And
But now,
I believe Sam Roberts also lives in Florida because they record one of those shows. They record at his house.
Yeah, I think it's his. I think it's the podcast. I want to say it's the podcast. I'm not sure, but either way, we are going to get ourselves out of here. You make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Okay, we're going to make sure we post the stuff every single week. Sometimes we might take a week off, but don't fret. We'll be back. Okay, because we human. We got shit we got to do. There are going to be some changes coming very soon, but we'll make announcements and when you guys need to hear it. And then for that, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.